just thinking about all the shit I did for you and sacrificed for myself. You took me away from my birthday to London, bitch. That wasn't for me. London was for you. We're in a restaurant taking pictures. My boyfriend hits me up and he's like, yo, who's taking a picture? Who's that third menu for on the table? I said, oh shit, Yandy. He's gonna think I'm cheating on him. He thinks I'm here with somebody. Bitch, and all along we was there with you and your nigga that you was fucking. We went to London so you could fuck your nigga, your side nigga. Bitch, you didn't go there for me. I'm like, Yandy, please, I gotta tell him. Don't tell him nothing, I don't want him in my business. So you want me to let him believe that I'm cheating on him? And then you still ungrateful? So my shit is fucked up. Your shit at home with Mendeecees is under wraps because he thinks you taking me away to London for my fucking birthday. All the while, you out here fucking this nigga, and the nigga was fine. Don't get me wrong. I would have fucked him too. But you still was ungrateful, bitch. You ain't no loyal fucking stand up, hold you down, bitch. My shit is fucked up. My nigga think I'm fucking on him. And you doing all the fucking and sucking. In the room, we had a flat, bitch. The wall separated my bed and your bed. I'm listening. I can't answer the phone for my boyfriend. And I'm listening to you and this nigga fuck all night. You a wicked bitch. You a ungrateful bitch. And then you treat me like shit? Nah, bitch. It ain't going down like that.
Fans thought they had seen every possible twist when it came to Yandy and Mendeecees. But over the past few days, a new wave of online chatter has completely flipped that narrative on its head. Social media timelines, fan pages, and gossip blogs have been buzzing non-stop after a video began circulating that allegedly shows someone from Yandy's own inner circle speaking out. Not a random blogger, not a faceless troll, but a hairstylist who claims to have been close enough to see what really goes on when the cameras stop rolling. And that alone was enough to send shockwaves through the love and hip-hop fandom, according to these reports. The hairstylist didn't just hint at tension or misunderstandings. Instead, he painted a picture that fans were not ready for, raising questions that hit right at the core of Yandy and Mendeecees' marriage. Suddenly, comment sections were filled with disbelief. Fans are shocked, some defending Yandy fiercely. Others wondering if there was more truth hidden behind years of carefully managed public appearances. Emotions ran high as clips were reposted, slowed down, analyzed frame by frame. With viewers trying to read between every word and every pause, what made this situation explode even more was the timing. Mendeecees has often spoken about loyalty, growth, and protecting his family, while Yandy has built a reputation as someone who holds everything together no matter the pressure. So when reports started claiming that allegations of cheating were being discussed by someone who once stood behind Yandy, fixing her hair before appearances, the story instantly took on a darker, more personal tone. Fans began asking the same question over and over again. Why now? Some viewers believe this is nothing more than clout chasing, a calculated move designed to stir controversy and gain attention. Others argue that insiders don't speak unless they feel wronged or silenced for too long. The internet, as expected, chose sides quickly, turning this alleged expose into a full-blown debate about trust, betrayal, and image control. And while neither Yandy nor Mendeecees has directly addressed these claims, their silence has only fueled the speculation further. So, the real question hanging in the air right now isn't what actually happened, but why these stories are suddenly coming out and who truly benefits from them. Because when allegations start coming from inside the circle, even the strongest love stories begin to look fragile. As the video continued to spread across platforms, the conversation around Yandy and Mendeecees began shifting in a noticeable way. At first, it was treated like just another rumor in a space that thrives on speculation. But the more people watched and rewatched the clip, the more weight fans started giving it. According to reports circulating online, the hairstylist did not come forward calmly or casually. Instead, viewers claim he spoke with visible frustration, suggesting that what he was saying had been building up for a long time. That detail alone pushed many fans to believe that, at the very least, there was unresolved tension behind the scenes. People close to the situation, or at least claiming to be, began chiming in through comments and reaction videos. Some said they were not surprised, hinting that cracks had appeared in Yandy and Mendeecees' relationship long before this moment. Others pushed back hard, arguing that reality television edits moments to create drama and that outsiders could never fully understand what happens inside a marriage. Still, the hairstylist's words were being treated differently because of his proximity. Fans kept repeating the same line in discussions, saying that someone who was around during private prep moments might notice things no one else would. The alleged claims themselves, as described by gossip accounts, were carefully worded yet emotionally charged. The hairstylist reportedly did not flat out state that cheating happened as a confirmed fact. Instead, he spoke in a way that raised eyebrows, mentioning suspicious behavior, unexplained absences, and moments where energy shifted in ways that felt off. That ambiguity turned out to be fuel for endless debate. Fans dissected each sentence, asking whether this was a warning, a confession, or simply a bitter recollection framed for attention. What added another layer to the drama was how deeply fans associate Yandy with strength and control. For years, she has been portrayed as the glue that holds everything together, even when life threw obstacles her way. Mendeecees' past struggles, his time away from home, and the public scrutiny that followed had all shaped their image as a couple that survived storms most relationships could not. So when these new reports began suggesting betrayal, even indirectly, it felt like the foundation of that image was being questioned. Online forums lit up with hypothetical scenarios. Some fans imagined heated arguments happening off camera, late-night confrontations filled with accusations and denials. Others speculated about moments of silence between Yandy and Mendeecees that now seemed heavier in hindsight. Emotions ran high as people projected their own experiences onto the situation, with some saying that silence can sometimes speak louder than words in a marriage under pressure. The hairstylist, according to viewers, seemed aware of the backlash his words would create. Reports suggest he mentioned feeling overlooked or dismissed in the past, which only complicated the narrative further. Was this about truth finally coming out, or was it about resentment finding a public outlet? Fans were split, and that division became part of the story itself. Reactions videos multiplied, each creator offering a different interpretation, each one adding another twist to the growing saga. Meanwhile, Yandy's social media activity became a topic of intense scrutiny. Every post, every caption, every emoji was analyzed for hidden meaning. Fans debated whether her calm online presence was a sign of confidence or a strategic move to avoid giving rumors more oxygen. Mendeecees, too, was placed under the microscope. His silence was interpreted in conflicting ways, with some saying he was unbothered, and others insisting that the lack of response hinted at private turmoil. People claiming to know the couple began sharing vague statements like they had seen tension before or noticed distance during group events. None of these claims were confirmed, but in the world of online gossip, repetition can make even the weakest suggestion feel stronger. The story started evolving beyond the hairstylist's original words, turning into a broader discussion about trust, loyalty, and how much of reality TV relationships are real versus carefully maintained narratives. Fans are shocked not only by what is being said, but by how fast the story has grown. What started as one video quickly transformed into a full-blown controversy, pulling in past moments from the show and reframing them under a new lens. Scenes that once looked harmless were now being replayed with suspicion, as viewers asked themselves whether they had missed warning signs all along. Yet, even as the noise grew louder, there was no clear confirmation of anything concrete. And that uncertainty is what kept the conversation alive. Every new reaction, every speculative comment, every moment of silence from the couple added another layer to a story that seemed to be writing itself in real time. The family was left divided in the court of public opinion, with supporters on both sides refusing to back down. By the end of the week, the alleged expose had become less about one hairstylist and more about the fragile line between public image and private reality. Fans were no longer just asking what was said, but why it resonated so deeply. and as the discussion continued to spiral. One thing became clear to everyone watching closely. Once doubt enters the narrative, it has a way of changing how every past moment is remembered. As the conversation kept evolving, the focus slowly shifted from what the hairstylist allegedly said to how the people around Yandy and Mendeecees were reacting behind the scenes, according to multiple fan accounts and commentary channels. Whispers began circulating that this situation had created tension not just between the couple, but within their wider circle as well. Friends who were once vocal supporters suddenly went quiet, while others posted cryptic messages that fans immediately linked to the controversy. Emotions ran high as viewers tried to connect dots that may or may not have existed. Some reports claimed that people close to Yandy felt blindsided by the sudden wave of allegations. They described her as frustrated and hurt, not necessarily because of the rumors themselves, but because of who they were coming from. Fans speculated that trust felt broken, especially if someone who had access to private moments was now speaking publicly. At the same time, others argued that the hairstylist's proximity was exactly why his words were being taken seriously. That contrast kept the debate alive and deeply polarized. Online, imagined conversations began taking shape. Fans described scenarios where Yandy might have confronted Mendeecees late at night, voices low but intense, asking whether he had heard the rumors and what he'd thought about them. Others imagined Mendeecees responding with disbelief, insisting that social media chatter could not be allowed to shake their household. These imagined dialogues spread quickly, blurring the line between speculation and storytelling, which is something reality TV audiences are known to do. What added fuel to the fire was the resurfacing of older clips from past seasons. Fans began reposting scenes where Yandy appeared distant or Mendeecees seemed distracted, now framing those moments as potential clues. Emotions ran high as viewers questioned whether these scenes were harmless at the time or early signs of deeper issues. None of this was confirmed, yet repetition made the narrative feel heavier with each repost, according to gossip blogs. Some family members were also feeling the pressure. It was said that the family was left divided in how to respond, with some urging silence and others pushing for a public statement to shut the rumors down. Fans debated which approach would be smarter. Silence, to some, looked like confidence. To others, it felt like avoidance. Every hour without a response seemed to stretch the tension. Further, the hairstylist's alleged motivation continued to be dissected as well. Some viewers believed he felt used and discarded after years of loyalty, while others claimed he was exaggerating moments to gain relevance. Reaction videos showed creators pausing clips, pointing out tone changes and facial expressions, claiming these were signs of sincerity or, depending on the creator, signs of performance. The same footage was used to argue completely opposite conclusions, which only deepened the chaos. Meanwhile, fans kept a close eye on Yandy's public appearances. Even small things like her smile, posture, or choice of words during interviews were interpreted as signs of stress or control. Mendeecees, on the other hand, was portrayed in discussions as calm on the surface, but possibly struggling privately. Fans projected their own relationship experiences onto him, saying that public silence often hides private arguments. Speculation also spread about whether this controversy could impact future appearances or storylines. Fans wondered if producers would address the rumors or let them fade away. Others claimed that the timing felt too convenient, as if controversy was circling just when attention needed to be reignited. Those claims were never proven, but they added another twist to the story that kept people watching closely. The emotional conflict at the center of these reports was not just about alleged cheating, but about respect and loyalty. Fans debated whether even entertaining such rumors was unfair to a marriage that had already faced intense public scrutiny. Others argued that public figures benefit from visibility and therefore cannot escape public questions when stories emerge. That push and pull shaped every comment section, turning them into battlegrounds of opinion. As days passed, The alleged expos became a mirror for larger conversations about trust in public relationships. People shared their own stories and comments, saying that rumors had once tested their relationships in similar ways. Those personal confessions gave the controversy an emotional weight that went beyond entertainment. It was no longer just about Yandy and Mendeecees, but about how fragile trust can feel when the outside world starts talking. Still, no concrete evidence surfaced, and that absence became part of the drama itself. Fans argued that if there were real proof, it would have been shown by now. Others countered that not everything leaves a digital trail. That uncertainty lingered in every discussion, keeping the story alive without ever settling it by the time the second wave of reactions peaked. It was clear that the narrative had grown far beyond its starting point. What began as alleged comments from a hairstylist had turned into a layered drama involving friends, family, fans, and years of shared history. And as speculation continued to pile up, the line between perception and reality became even harder to separate, leaving everyone watching to wonder how much damage rumors alone can really do. As the rumors continued to swirl, attention slowly turned toward Mendeecees and how he was allegedly processing everything away from the public eye. According to fan discussions and unverified reports, people close to him described a man trying to stay composed while navigating a situation that felt unfair and invasive. Fans are shocked by how quickly the narrative shifted from speculation to emotional judgment, with many assuming how he must be feeling without any direct confirmation. Still, in the world of reality television, perception often becomes its own reality. Some commentary channels suggested that Mendeecees was leaning heavily on routine, focusing on family time and keeping things as normal as possible for the kids. Others claimed he was deeply frustrated, not necessarily because of the rumors themselves, but because of how fast they spread and how little control he had over them. Fans imagined tense but quiet conversations at home, where both sides tried to protect their peace while knowing that millions of strangers were debating their marriage online. These imagined moments, though speculative, added emotional texture to the story. Meanwhile, Yandy's role in these reports took on an even more complicated shape. Supporters painted her as a woman under attack, forced to defend herself against narratives built on implication rather than proof. Critics, on the other hand, questioned whether her silence was strategic or emotional. Emotions ran high as fans debated whether speaking out would calm the storm or only make things worse. Every possible move was dissected before it even happened. Turning inaction into another form of drama, the alleged hairstylist's presence remained a constant shadow over the situation. Viewers claimed that he continued to stand by his words, even as backlash intensified. Some fans believed this persistence made him seem more credible, while others saw it as stubbornness fueled by attention. Reaction videos grew more dramatic, with creators reenacting possible confrontations and narrating what they imagined were private arguments. These dramatizations blurred lines further, making it difficult for casual viewers to separate rumor from reality. Past challenges in Yandy and Mendeecees' relationship were also dragged back into the spotlight. Fans revisited moments of hardship they had already survived, arguing that if those trials did not break them, gossip should not either. Others countered that unresolved issues can resurface under pressure, and that public scrutiny can reopen wounds that were never fully healed. These opposing viewpoints clashed endlessly, creating a narrative that felt both sympathetic and accusatory at the same time. The family was left divided not just internally, according to speculation, but in the eyes of the audience. Some fans openly sided with Yandy, calling the reports disrespectful and harmful. Others claimed Mendeecees deserved clarity and honesty, even if the rumors were unfounded. Comment sections turned emotional, with people projecting their own fears and experiences onto the couple. For many viewers, this was less about celebrity drama and more about their own unresolved questions about trust and loyalty. Adding another layer, some gossip accounts suggested that this situation might change how Yandy and Mendeecees approach public life moving forward. fans speculated that future appearances could feel more guarded, less open, as a result of feeling betrayed by someone from within their circle. Others wondered whether the couple might address the rumors head-on at some point, not to confirm anything, but to reclaim control of their narrative. That possibility kept viewers watching closely for any sign of acknowledgement at the same time. Skepticism grew among viewers who were tired of seeing unverified stories dominate timelines. Some fans pushed back, reminding others that allegations without proof should not be treated as truth. They pointed out how easily narratives can be shaped by editing, tone, and selective storytelling. This counter-movement added balance to the chaos, but it also fueled arguments, as not everyone agreed on where the line should be drawn. Throughout all of this, one theme kept resurfacing: the power of suggestion. Fans realized that even without clear evidence, repeated discussion can make anything feel real. Emotions ran high as people acknowledged how uncomfortable it was to watch a marriage be debated so publicly. Yet, many admitted they could not look away. The story had become a slow burn, driven not by confirmed events, but by reactions, silence, and imagination. As days turned into weeks, the controversy showed no signs of fully settling. Instead, it evolved into a question of endurance. Could Yandy and Mendeecees withstand the pressure of rumors that refused to die? Or would the constant noise leave lasting scars? No one had answers, and that uncertainty was what kept the audience engaged. Because in the absence of facts, emotion often fills the gap, and once that happens, the story takes on a life of its own. As the noise around the situation refused to die down, fans began shifting their focus from the alleged claims themselves to the long-term impact this kind of controversy can have on a family living under constant public scrutiny. Many viewers pointed out that even unproven stories can leave lasting emotional marks, especially when they are repeated across platforms day after day. Emotions ran high as people debated whether the damage caused by rumors could ever be fully undone. Even if nothing was ever confirmed. According to online discussions, some fans believed this moment would force Yandy and Mendeecees to reevaluate who they keep close. The idea that someone from an inner circle could allegedly speak out shook many viewers, making them question how safe privacy truly is for public figures. People speculated that trust within their circle may never feel the same again, regardless of whether the claims fade away. This belief added a somber tone to the drama, turning it from explosive gossip into something more reflective and unsettling. Others argued that this controversy might ultimately strengthen their bond. Fans shared stories of how their own relationships had survived rumors and outside interference, saying that facing false narratives together can sometimes bring couples closer. These viewers imagined Yandy and Mendeecees having difficult but honest conversations behind closed doors, choosing unity over public defense, while purely speculative. These imagined outcomes offered a counterbalance to the negativity. Flooding comment sections, the reactions from fans continued to evolve as well. Some who were initially outraged began expressing fatigue, saying the constant cycle of accusation and reaction felt exhausting. They questioned why audiences are so quick to demand explanations from celebrities, while ignoring the emotional toll such pressure creates. Others, however, remained deeply invested, arguing that public figures invite scrutiny by sharing their lives on television. This divide kept discussions heated, with neither side willing to back down. Gossip pages and commentary channels kept the story alive by introducing new angles, even when no new information surfaced. Some speculated about behind-the-scenes conversations with producers, while others suggested that future episodes might subtly address the tension without directly naming it. Fans dissected every upcoming appearance, expecting body language or tone shifts that could hint at unresolved stress. Once again, perception became the driving force of this narrative. The alleged hairstylist's role slowly faded into the background as the story took on a life of its own. What began as claims from one person transformed into a larger conversation about loyalty, boundaries, and the cost of fame. Viewers began to realize that the original source mattered less than the emotional wave it had created. The focus was no longer on what was said, but on how it made people feel and react. Some fans expressed concern for the children involved, pointing out that online drama does not stay online forever. They worried about how public speculation could affect a family in the long run. These comments added a serious undertone to a story that initially felt like entertainment. The family was left divided not just in public opinion, but in how people believed the situation should be handled responsibly as time passed. Silence from Yandy and Mendeecees continued to be the most talked about element of all. Some saw it as dignity, others as avoidance. But many acknowledged that responding to every rumor would be an endless battle. Fans debated whether the smartest move was to let the noise burn itself out. This theory gained traction as other news cycles began competing for attention, slowly pulling focus away. Still, the impact of the controversy lingered. Even as new topics emerged, references to the alleged expos resurfaced whenever Yandy or Mendeecees were mentioned. It became part of the background narrative surrounding them, something that might never fully disappear. Fans recognized how quickly a single story can become a permanent footnote in a public relationship. By the end of this wave of discussion, one thing was clear to everyone watching. Confirmed or not, stories like these reveal how fragile public perception can be. A few words, a viral clip, and endless commentary were enough to shake an image built over years. And while the truth remained unclear, the emotional fallout was very real. As the dust slowly began to settle, viewers were left with more questions than answers. Was this simply a moment of online chaos that would fade with time? Or a turning point that changed how Yandy and Mendeecees moved forward? No one knew for sure. But the situation served as a reminder that in the world of reality television and social media, rumors can be just as powerful as facts, and sometimes even more damaging. As the conversation stretched further into the public space, another layer of speculation quietly took hold, one that focused less on blame and more on control. Fans began questioning who truly controls the narrative when a story like this breaks. Some believe this situation exposed how quickly public perception can be shaped by whoever speaks first, even if what they say is wrapped in suggestion rather than certainty. Emotions ran high as viewers debated whether silence was a powerful shield or a dangerous vacuum that allows others to define the story for you. In comment sections, people imagined Yandy sitting with close confidants, weighing every possible response. Fans speculated that she might have felt trapped between defending herself and refusing to dignify rumors with attention. Some argued that any response would be dissected and twisted, while others believed a calm statement could have stopped the spiral early. This debate became almost as intense as the original allegations, revealing how invested audiences had become in every possible outcome. Mendeecees was also placed under a different kind of microscope during this phase. Fans speculated that his strength was being tested not by proof, but by persistence. Some imagined him growing tired of seeing his name trend alongside speculation, while others believed he was choosing patience over reaction. Discussions framed him as someone forced to balance pride with protection, especially when family stability was constantly being questioned by outsiders. These imagined emotional conflicts added depth to the narrative, even without any verified statements. The wider love and hip-hop community reacted in subtle but noticeable ways, at least according to online observers. Fans claimed that certain cast members avoided mentioning the situation altogether, while others posted vague messages about loyalty, truth, and growth, whether intentional or coincidental. These posts were immediately pulled into the narrative, treated as coded responses to the controversy. Viewers analyzed timing and wording, turning everyday posts into perceived commentary. Another twist emerged when fans began questioning the role of audience responsibility. Some viewers openly admitted they felt conflicted, entertained by the drama but uncomfortable with how invasive it had become. They asked whether consuming and sharing such stories contributed to real emotional harm. Others dismissed those concerns, arguing that public figures benefit from attention and cannot selectively avoid its darker sides. This moral tug-of-war added a reflective tone to what had once been pure spectacle. The hairstylist, though no longer at the center of daily discussion, remained a symbol of the spark that ignited everything. Fans continued to debate his credibility, but many acknowledged that regardless of intent, his words had already done their work. The story had grown beyond him, fueled by repetition and imagination. At this stage, even if he had disappeared completely, the narrative would have continued on its own. As weeks passed, new gossip cycles emerged, yet this story refused to fully vanish. It resurfaced whenever Yandy appeared publicly or when Mendeecees shared glimpses of family life. Fans read meaning into smiles, captions, and silences, as if every detail was part of an ongoing puzzle. This constant reinterpretation showed how lasting the impact of rumor can be, even when attention shifts elsewhere. Some fans expressed hope that time would soften everything. They believed that without new claims, the story would eventually lose momentum. Others argued that once trust is questioned publicly, it never fully recovers in the eyes of an audience. This pessimistic view resonated with viewers who had seen similar situations play out before, where rumors became permanent shadows over relationships. The emotional weight of the situation seemed to shift from shock to exhaustion. Fans who once argued passionately began expressing fatigue, saying they were ready to move on. Yet, even in their wariness, they continued to comment, proving how deeply the narrative had embedded itself. The cycle of attention, reaction, and speculation continued, even as enthusiasm waned by this stage. The controversy had become less about alleged actions and more about the consequences of public storytelling. It highlighted how easily a relationship can be redefined by voices outside of it. Fans reflected on how quickly admiration can turn into doubt and how fragile public images truly are. The family was left divided not just in opinion, but in how people believed the story should end, as the noise gradually lowered. What remained was a lingering sense of unease. Viewers were left wondering whether silence was a temporary strategy or a long-term choice. They questioned whether future moments would ever feel untouched by this chapter. And even without answers, the story served as a reminder that in the world of celebrity and reality television, perception often moves faster than truth, leaving real people to navigate the aftermath long after the headlines fade. Now this is where you come in, because stories like this do not exist in a vacuum. Everything you just heard is based on what is being talked about online, what fans are reacting to, and what commentary channels are breaking down in real time. Nothing has been confirmed, nothing has been proven. And yet the impact of these reports is already being felt across social media. That is the power of public conversation, and your voice is part of it. So the real question is, what do you think is actually going on here? Do you believe this is just another example of rumors spiraling out of control? Or do you think there is a reason these stories are suddenly coming from someone who claims to have been inside the circle? Is silence the smartest move for Yandy and Mendeecees? Or does silence sometimes allow speculation to grow even louder? There are no easy answers, and that is exactly why this conversation keeps evolving. If you have been watching Love and Hip Hop for years, you already know how quickly narratives can change. One moment a couple is celebrated for surviving the odds, and the next, they are being questioned by millions of strangers. That does not mean the rumors are true, but it does raise important questions about trust, loyalty, and how much of what we see is real versus carefully managed. Now, we want to hear from you. Scroll down to the comments and share your honest opinion. Do you think these reports will blow over, or could this be a turning point in how fans view Yandy and Mendeecees moving forward? Keep the discussion respectful, because behind every headline are real people dealing with real emotions. And if you want to stay updated on stories like this, where we break down what is being reported, how fans are reacting, and what it all could mean, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you'll never miss a new upload. Your support helps keep these conversations going, and your perspective is what makes them interesting.